Hi, everyone. This is social media part two, Instagram and Reels. Thank you so much for joining us. I am going to send you an explanation, a very brief one. Instagram Reels are short, vertical videos up to 90 seconds long that can have music, effects, creative tools, and are used to entertain, inform, and create. The primary benefit is higher potential to reach new audience beyond the followers. Why? Because Reels, of course, from Instagram, can be seen by anyone that's searching or working on finding something that you may have posted on. So the info you generate, right? And then here we have an explanation from Meta. And I like to share these kind of things with you so you have some insight. Now, I'm going to do a quick share of these, and I'm going to be moving in to sharing from my cell phone and jumping in. Let me make sure I'm on the right network. Remember to find a minute, and if you could send me where it is that you're watching from, I would love that. And again, I'm Connie Nieto, one of your Miami trainers. Very happy to be with you. Do you see my cell phone? Great. We're gonna come in, and the first thing I'm gonna do is open up and get to Instagram. Okay. And I want to show you my account here. Okay, so this is my business account. And I have a professional dashboard here. And one of the reasons you want a professional account is that you can click through and actually see if you have amount of interactions, views, interactions, new followers, and content you shared. It gives you some next step tips when you have a professional dashboard. They currently are offering a monthly recap. So you can come in and click and you can look back. So I always like to show you guys. I'm going to click on June. And here's what happened. I had 2.4K reels and post views. I had 37% of views from non-followers. Okay. And in July, look, I had 4.4K views, 26% from non-followers. It was 28 in June, and 4.3K followers. You crushed it, and it gives you some insight. Let me let it go through. And this is one of the reasons to have a professional one. You shared 8 reels and 3 posts, and your views are way up. So for those of you that like insight, etc., here are my reels that got attention. And look at when they have most activity, my followers. So this is really nice because it gives you some insight. So here was my August, and I wanted you to see here 10K views from non-followers. I had much more activity in August. And this will help you determine reels and post views from last month. They're way up. You shared 8 more reels and 7 more posts than in the previous month. Okay, well, I'll show you now how to look to see. So I wanted you to see that it tells you what got attention. And again, my hours, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. And then September. This is why I tell you, you need 6 months of activity to really see and gauge where it is that you've got insight, info, who's coming. So here in September, I shared 10 reels and 13 posts. My views were up. I had 3 more posts than the previous month. And this is what got some attention. Okay. And my insight, again, the days that they watch, I guess, are Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. So I find these insightful. They don't have to always be the same for you. So when you have a professional account, you can click on professional dashboard and you can see the insights for your last month. And they have a monthly recap now available. And this is new. That's why I showed you because um, it just started in June. So the reason I tell you this is if you're getting started now or you're just starting, there's always a great point to start. It's whenever you start. So let's look at October so we see one more time what you guys can get. I think sometimes reposting a reel does count. And they talked the other day about the strategy of cross sharing and collaboration being a great way because remember, this is a social network. So the more you socialize and click, and then one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about is you cannot expect people to like and work with your content if you don't like and comment. Okay. And this reel got a lot of attention. This was we had Rock the Market and we gave some free time, and that was my video from doing time with trainers for free. And yeah, here we crushed it in November. And then I guess I have a lot of to do in December to be able to beat that out. So if you like the idea of being able to track what you're doing, this recap again is from your page. So I came in, this is the home, right? Here is where you can watch videos. Here's where you can see your messages. Someone had written to me. I hope that they got it. And then here you can search. Okay. You can obviously tell what I like to do, right? Because you can tell by the search. And then next is your profile down here. And we'll talk about collaboration a little bit. And I'll try to show you. I don't think that mine has more than 150. I think it's the way I used it. Okay. And the more you use, the more access they give you. And we thought that that was just a Facebook thing. Now it is an Instagram thing. Because if you're a user and they ask you to test stuff and you say yes, then they open up more gates and more opportunities for you. Okay. Now, with that said, I'm going to click here on edit profile. And here's my account. Okay. And mine is very short. Click on done. How to add an account. I think I have as many as I can, but I'm going to click down here. These are all the accounts I work on. And this is where to add. They did not allow you to have all of these before. I think it's up to 5. I just have several. And this is where you would come to add the Instagram account, and I can't. Right? But this is where you would add it. So again, you're in your account and you could click the down button, down facing arrow, and this is where you would add. Now, once you create it, it's going to ask you what type of account. Oh, I don't want to stop mirroring. Hold on. And I didn't want to switch to Troop. Um, Here, there are 3 lines you see on the top. Click on the 3 lines and you could switch to business account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my my personal one. All right. And notice that my picture here is the same one I have on Facebook, etc. Remember, I told you guys to try to be good to yourselves and have one picture for business, one for private. And then here is my personal account. You see how it does not have all the professional info? And I'm going to click on the 3 lines and show you here where if you create an account, you can scroll down And I think it's under account type. And here's where you can switch or add a new. So if you already have one and you don't find the other way, let me show you again. So here's my profile on my personal. Here's like 3 lines. I scrolled and scrolled down. You see how and then I came to account type. And I can switch here or add a professional account. So I want to talk to you a little bit about posting and your profile. The first thing that I want you to switch, let me switch to my business account, your profile. The first thing I want you to think of this as is when I first started to teach her, I always wondered uh, where people had their portfolio. So now if you wanted a visual aid, this could be your portfolio. So this could be the services you provide, when you provide it, your success stories, your sales, your et cetera. Anytime you're doing something different, you should post it here. And you can actually come and pick now. So let me see if I could do it here. I can hover over one of these and select, like click on it, and I can pin it to the top so you can have 3. No, you create your portfolio by what you have where you post. Because I always wondered where do you guys keep a list of what you've sold or what you've done or what you provide or what so online on Instagram and Facebook is a really easy way for you guys to have a portfolio. I still suggest having a paper one, but some people look at me like I'm crazy. I always abide to the idea that if you meet someone and I can show you something, doesn't it help? So I'm the firm believer of a 3-ring binder, a couple of those sleeves, and then you can print up what your office does, what you do, and then your last sales or rentals. And there's a whole bunch of co-branded material the association provides to you that you can print too. And then you have something to show them. And by the way, have you ever done a presentation? Aren't you ever nervous at the beginning of the presentation? Ileana's the only one that understands. If you had a paper portfolio, you could show them that and take them eyes off of you. They can see what you're showing and showcase. And you can connect to the internet or do whatever else you need to do. So I see Instagram potentially as your online portfolio. Okay. All right. What to post here? Remember I told you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So today was a stats day. We already did the statistics, right? We shared these two. And I did that from my computer in the morning class. But let's talk a little bit about what's here. This is home. The house means home. And that brings you back to what's happening. Pages to follow. Any of you want some insight? Well, this is the first one, the Miami Guide. The Miami Guide. I love this one. It gives insight to what's happening, where it's going. And look, it's even okay. So remember when I told you what to do this weekend or what to share? You don't always have to provide more. You could, in fact, take this paper airplane it and add it to your story. You don't need to recreate it. That way you're giving credit and whoever's watching you can see it. So you could come in and click to add to your story. Look how gorgeous it's going to look on your story. It's going to give credit, but it's you that's sharing it. And then you click on your story. So if you're ever wondering, that's a great page to follow. Another page to follow. You're a member of Miami Realtors, right? So you can come in and follow the Miami Realtors. Come and follow the association. Look at the info that they have here. Latin Americans are still number one buyer of new construction. And you can share it. Click the paper airplane, add it to your story, and you're citing the source and you're putting it on your story. Okay. And they have other things like when Latin American governments go left, money goes north. Number one in the US for annual home appreciation. How many of you like this? Again, airplane, and this is for free. Add to your story. You can even add a caption. Right? And put it on your story. You don't have to generate all the time, right? And something I do need to tell you, if you follow these pages, so you would come to the page, right? Follow, then interact by giving a like. And the algorithm picks up on that. Now, another guide that I like, besides the Miami guide, let's look here because I think I have one for Fort Lauderdale. Visit Lauderdale. Oh, I didn't do any reel. We haven't cheated. Don't worry, Insta. I think it's being recorded. We'll see if I'm gonna post. No, I'm showing you how to share. So this is Visit Lauderdale, another great page to follow. And look how beautiful. This was probably one of my favorite things. And this is something that you don't need to create. You see the airplane, of course, you like. You can comment and then you can share. Add to your story. Look how great it looks. It gives credit to whom credit is due, and you can add your caption. Okay? And your story. You like? And like that, you can follow different locations and get information. Okay. You're also a member, and I like to showcase that. You're a member of Florida Realtors. I showed you Miami Realtors. We can do Florida Realtors. And here it is. Hmm. And let's look at this little reel. Look how nice that was. That was something you could have shared. They have interest rate. Isn't that nice? Look, they have it here again. So I want to interact, so I like, and then I want to share it, but I don't want to recreate it. So I put it onto my story. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the three little lines here, and they offer a remix opportunity. So I have it here. And then I can edit the video. And if I wanted to, I could do a voiceover here. So watch. November 26th, 2025. Average long-term mortgage rate is at 6.23, going down. Now, mine was a little longer, right? So I can take this and let me see if it'll let me adjust the selection. Let me do done and let me see if it captured it all. So now I can listen to it. Now, I noticed there that the volume is very loud, right? For theirs. So I'm going to come back into volume and let me see if it'll let me do the, can't edit the source clip. So it has to be that way. Well, it doesn't matter. They get to hear me. Don't you love that? Plus, not only do they get to hear me, I can add a sticker here and I have a cutout. Connie, how do you do cutouts? Oh my goodness. Do you see cutouts here? You see it? So I'm gonna go back. What I did was, let me do done. I'm here. Now I am remixing their video. And I did a voiceover already. And now I'm gonna come and add myself on there. Sticker. And by the way, give me some credit. I'm unzooming the computer here on my phone, trying to make sure you see it, lingering the item. So if these aren't perfect, that's okay. It's not the only thing I'm doing. You have to use a combination. Reels gets you more followers because it's open to everyone. Everybody can see them. Now you need to make people come to your page. That's your mission. So you put your info everywhere, right? But once they follow you, they'll see your posts and they'll see your stories. It's getting them to click follow. And that's why I tell you, if you use any of these pages, start to follow and I'll show you how to collaborate in a little bit. Now I'm going to do the cutout here. Okay. And it's going to let me come and pick from my pictures. So have your picture, your professional picture on your phone. You select it and you see how it did the cutout. Use the sticker and now it's available for me and I can showcase myself there on the side. How many of you like that? And I'm done. And I want my sticker to be available throughout the video. Is it important for them to see you? Yes. Facial recognition is a thing. They can forget your name, but will they forget you? No. Do I look exactly like that? I'm not a realtor, but you guys should have a picture that's 5 years old, not you at 5 years old, so that they recognize you. Mine is now 8 years old, but it's the one I like. But you should have one that looks like you that they'll recognize you. Okay? Now, what I showed you here was to take a reel from someone else who was permitting for me to remix so that now I can share it. And now I do what? Next. And now it's a reel and now I can put. Now here, I'm going to do, so Miami Association of Realtors, that's my location. The cutout option is, I'll do it again because if not, I have to go and edit and do the whole thing, but you liked it, right? Okay. Yes. So I'm not going to do it again on this one. I can add a link on a reel. I can do a post. Let me click that and I can select to link another reel. Look how cool. I'm not going to do that. I can hashtag. I always show you guys to have your hashtags. So look, I can put here CN Miami RE. And these are my typical ones, Miami Real Estate, Miami Trainers. But I teach you guys to have your hashtags on a notepad. So let me give you an example. I'm going to come to my notes on my computer, on my cell phone. And here's my sweet potato casserole recipe, right? And I want to search my notes, and I tend to have one that's called hashtags. So let's grab this one. And here are the hashtags I like to use. How many of you like that? Yes, you can. You should be able to remix your own reel if you allow it. Okay. And then what do I do? Instead of thinking, I just come in and copy. So these are tips to make you quick because we don't have time. I come out of here and I just do what? Paste. By the way, that Slowfo has 2.5 million posts, and that is a South Florida thing. Flow Grown was very big, and we're from South Florida. So this people use it, so you can hashtag it. No time to think. You don't have any time to waste. If you create it once and you have them all here, this is what I originally did. I came and then I did what? I copied all the ones that I had done one time, copy, open up the notepad, paste it in. You do not need to work hard. We need to work smart. And now what do you do? Okay. Now, if I really love this and I want to collaborate, let's say I'm showcasing a place that I love to go eat. Any of you have a spot where, I don't know, the best croissant, the best whatever that you like? Anyone? Bueller, anyone? No? No one has a spot they like or a place you go to or the best, a place to get your car washed or you see? So you could come into here and click to tag. And I invite you guys to learn this. So if you have a closing and you worked with a lender and you worked with a title company and you worked with an inspector and you worked with an appraiser, you think that they don't have Instagram, you can now invite several collaborators. You can tag them, but if you collaborate, all they have to do is click and they can have this same reel on their page or the same post. You see, you've got spots. So you've got to share these spots. So when you go to them, I invite you to collaborate. It is important, whether it's a yum spot or a place you go to, or the hairdresser that they need to know, or the barber shop, or the mom and pop shop where you go to get your stuff, or your Pura Vida or La Crema or whatever it is, and you go and you showcase them, they have followers too. If you're at the store or at the location and you know them, hey, I'm going to collaborate with you. Just review and accept, and everything that I'm posting is going to come out for you too. You think they're not going to do that? You could at least tag. So you could click and tag, right? And I'm going to go ahead and tag here Miami trainers. I'm not going to do Miami trainers. I'm going to tag Miami EDU so you could see. So I'm tagging them, right? But I want to collaborate with my group. So I click to collaborate. Right? And I'm gonna find the Miami. If I could type. There you go, the Miami trainers. And I select it. I am now, when I collaborate, I'm tagging is just saying, hey, you're on there, right? But when I collaborate, they can review and accept and automatically post on their page. So if I'm coming and talking great about their service or great about what they do, or so again, a title company, a lender, or whatever, don't you think they're going to be thrilled that you feature them? So these are just ideas on collaboration. And once you do that, you click done, right? And I always tell you to put location because people look on here for location. So a place near me to go, etc. So you add the location and you can select the location, right? And this is where I'm currently at. So I select it and I add the location down here. So now I've done this remix, updated, follow for more, put all of my hashtags that I showed you. I tagged people and collaborated. I put my location, right? I'm ready to go. I can also come in here and do more options and actually schedule this. So I can sit on a Sunday and do a couple of reels and schedule. I'm not going to do that now, but I wanted you to see that you could, right? And you can come and select when it's going to post. I remember that when I was reviewing my posts, most of my people were watching Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 3 to 6. So if I was going to schedule, shouldn't I schedule on the peak time for my followers? That's why creating the history of posts and then being able to come back and analyze it was such a key element. But if you don't have that, then you create and you start to watch, create and start to monitor, create and start to monitor, and then you know when. Okay? It's a process. Now I'm going to hit on done because I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to come back out. Okay. And now I'm going to do what? I don't want to schedule it. Oh, it took it like I wanted to schedule. So let me put more options. I don't want to schedule. There we go. And then I'll come back out. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and share. Okay. It's posting. It's telling me it's doing its stuff. You see the here, it's doing its magic. Almost done. And now I'm going to ask you to interact with me. You see it here? Well, I'm going to ask you to come to my page, right? Search for me, CN Miami RE. So come down and search. Let me see if it lets me show you how. So let's say I'm home. I click to search and come to CN Miami RE. If you want to follow, you can. CN Miami RE. Find me. You can follow. I think you should say follow here. This is mine, so it doesn't. And then the next thing I want you to do once you find me is come down and select any of these things that I posted and like it, and then comment. So when one of you has made a comment, let me know, right? So that I can go ahead and talk to you about what to do with those comments that people do. So notice I have 3 posts. Liliana, thank you for liking my reel. You need to comment. I'm gonna follow back. Angie and Use Me, are you here? Oh, Use Me was from one day ago, so I'm gonna follow back. Let me follow Joseph. I think he was in my morning class. Right? Realty experts. I don't know if McLean is here or not, but you have to engage. And then Angie maybe is here. Okay, so I'm gonna follow back. And then I have 2 mentions in my stories. So look, 2 people that used it. Okay, perfect. And now let's see if anybody's made comments. Love this. Okay. You see how Eliana went in and she did it? Okay, so I'm gonna come back. Let me follow back in the way of Blender. Um, and I'm gonna come. And you see, I'm gonna here. Hi, Sally, I love you too. I'm lowering the volume. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Do you see how she liked mine? First, I'm gonna interact with her. Like, this is important because this is a social site, and I'm responding to someone. Love the facts. Now, I can reply with a reel, but I can also slide hold on. Click on this. You see how I held it? And I can reply, I can add to the story, I can block, I can delete. And I can pin it to the top. So if they said something really nice, I could pin it to the top and hers will always come out first. Not only that, I can also select it. But when someone interacts with you or says that you provide great service or that it was outstanding to work with you or that you did this or that, don't you want to highlight that for other people to see? So I could come and add it to my story. I'm going to click to add to my story, and now it has her message to me. And now I can tell everybody, look, they like to work with me. Here is Sally, right? Doing the same. So what am I going to do? Like, I went ahead and I liked what she wrote. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to add it to my story because you have to report your successes. And now I'm going to actually come, you see the letters up top? I'm going to write in Miami members. Thank you for the feedback. So if there was something for you to say, or it was a pleasure to work with you or whatever, you could do so, okay? And add it to the story. Now, once I do that, whoever I did that with is gonna get a notification and they can also post it. So look, love this fire, right? Interact, click in it, add to my story. And I'm going to do this time an emoji, right? And I could do a cutout here, a product, a notify, a like, a link, a mention. And I'm going to actually come to search and I'm going to put here, right? And I'm going to put thanks for watching. Add to my story. So I wanted you to see that interacting is very important. Okay. Let me see if anybody else. So I got some likes, I got some comments. Let me see. Excuse me here. Did anybody else interact? I don't want to miss you guys, so I want you to see how it happens. Now, remember I collaborated? Monique, where did you do it? On one of the other ones? I got some fire there. Did you do the hard rock? Oh no, that's, you see. I don't have any comments there. You have to have made a comment for me to be able to. Is that you, Monique? This one, right? That you're seeing here? I'm going to interact with you. And then I'm going to click. I don't want to reply like that. Let me look at my comment. Click on it, right? And I'm going to pin it to the top, right? I'm going to click it again and add to my story so you see it. And here I'm going to do a little emoji, right? And I'm going to put myself so you guys can see that you can put a little cutout. And then I'm going to do an emoji again. To a little love sign. Let me see. Heart. Okay. And here is the update. Hey, it didn't let me put my love. I like this one. There we go. Oh, it was there. Okay. You like? And then what am I doing? I'm going to put it on the story. And you guys that have done it, you should see it as a notification to you and you can repost it. Now, how does this make me look great? Well, I provide service, don't you? So look, I'm going to come to my stories now on the top here and click. That's my picture. I want to see the stories. So here's my hard rock, fabulous. Right? Here is the other one that I got from Miami Realtors that I showed you guys. Here's a price appreciation. Here's my he's back. I think that's so cute. Right? Hear me sharing. And look, love the facts. And you see this little highlight? You should highlight your successes. So this is me interacting, right? So I'm going to highlight and I'm going to actually put here under participate. So my next one, I'm going to come, right? Highlight, participate. And now I've made it permanent that I interact with my customer or with the people that interact with me. And here you go. I'm going to highlight, right? Monique and participate. What is that doing? The highlight comes from the story and it is a permanent feature, right? It is a permanent feature on my profile. So now if I click participate, I'm going to see all the things that are here. And look. So now people can not only see my profile and see what I'm about, but they can view to see those highlights. So for you, because I don't sell, what could you highlight? You could highlight your sales, your networking opportunities, the events you participate in. Maybe you participate or do goodwill or give stuff out or whatever. So you can have participate, rentals, purchases, tips, and those can be your highlights. How do you like that? Okay, so not only do they see, but they have additional ways to see what you do. Not all posts have a remix. Okay, not all posts have a remix. So let me see here. I click on this one. Let me see if it'll show up on your screen because I have a little lag time right now. Miami Realtors does. I'm trying to see because I clicked. You see the three dots on top? There it'll tell me. When I click the three dots, there's the remix. So let's go to Miami Realtors. I also taught you to go and download it directly, the videos from the page. Do you remember that? Yeah, so you don't have to remix the other one. So let's look here for the Miami Realtors. I'm gonna come to Miami Realtors. Okay. And let's say I want to remix this one. So I clicked the Miami Realtors. I find the one that I'd like, the three dots. Remixing is for a reel. Remix. You got it? Yay! All right. Now let's talk about you and what you do. So I'm gonna come to home and I'm gonna talk up to you guys. You can come anywhere on the page. You click home. And you click on home, right? And while I'm here, you see the plus sign on the top left? Okay, I don't talk advertisement until the fourth class, but you that's gonna come in right now and talk about creating a reel or a post. Okay, so give me some time. All right. You see the plus sign? Okay. And we have a class called I have a listing now what that you should go and find and request because there are so many other things that you can do other than just post it. Like you can do a virtual open house if you can't do an open house. There's so many things to do. So consider that too. I'm going to click the plus sign here. Okay. And I brought down some pictures so that I could show you. You'll see them show up in a minute. And I can select on the bottom from post, story, or reel. So post is a stagnant item on your page. It is just a post, an image. You know that you can do the carousel, right? But sometimes we take a combination of pictures and videos or just pictures or just have a post, and you can also turn those into a reel. Okay. So I'm going to do a post first, and I'm going to select this one. You have to have a plus sign somewhere. For now, watch. And I'm going to make this a post and I'm going to click next. Look how it's telling it to save for later next. Right. And all I'm going to do is here now for a post, you can add music if you like, right? Or you can just leave it as is. I'm going to click next. You can filter. Let's say you didn't like the picture, it wasn't great. You can do different filters and select. You can see fade warm, normal, fade cool. There's a whole bunch of options. I'm going to click on done. And I'm going to click next and I'm just going to post. I don't want to add audio. It's prompting me to add audio. You're going to see it show up here in a second. You don't always have to add audio. And I'm going to click continue. And then in my caption, I'm going to say, stay tuned for the tips to follow in my next reel. Okay. Now, if you farm an area and you're in that area, I would come down here. You could add audio if you want. You could tag people if you're working with someone, or maybe this is a team thing and you want to add your team, you could tag them. And you're going to add location, and I'm going to add my spot and click add location. Okay, external audio choices you have to pre-bring in, and they don't always let you. And when you have a business page, you have a limited amount of audio that you can do. But for most options, so if you wanted to add audio, right, you have to have either saved it, it's trending, or it's available on Instagram, unless it already had the audio already recorded with it. So you see, you have for you, and it's limited to what's there, trending. So this is what other people are using, original, right? And that's original from people that have put it originally in the system, and saved, that you might have saved it from another one. If not, the post or the image already has to have it on. And you don't always have to put audio. So I closed out here, scrolling down, and I'm back on mine, right? And I'm going to go ahead and share. So this was a post. Okay. So this was a post. Let's give it a minute. And here it is. Let's give it a second for you guys to see it. And then it's right here. What did I do here? I had followers and I'm telling them, hey, watch, I'm going to be providing this. You could have set a date and a time, you could do whatever, but I just put something highlighted there, right? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is when you come to your profile, so I'm going to click here home so you can see. And let me give it a second, right? So I'm looking at home and here is the plus sign. Is this the one you said you didn't have? So if you have Android, it might look a little different, right? So you can come to your profile, okay? And you should have the plus or a way to add. I have an iPhone too. It's up here. Unless maybe there's a new version and I don't have it updated. But you should have a plus sign either here or here, and it's the way for you to post. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and now I'm going to select Reel. When I select Reel, the plus sign and select Reel, I'm going to see that there's ways to edit. So you see I selected Reel, and I have templates. So I could come, and if I don't want to create it myself, I could come to the template, and then it'll say recommended for you. Okay, so you don't have a plus sign. Send me a picture of your phone. Because I can't, I'm not there to see, so I'd have to see what it looks like to be able to help you. But can you post? Have you posted before? Yeah, so how did you post? There has to be a way. Okay, so these are the ones that they're telling me here are trending. Okay. And I can scroll down and I can see these other ones. Okay. And I can actually come and choose any of these. And it's already preset. It'll have the clip and the music. It might be a different version, so if you know how to do it, go ahead. So you see how it already has the music? You guys can hear it? So if I wanted to, I could just click add media and select my media and click next. And it takes what I have, so that's how you use the template. Do you like the template idea? And now I do next. It does the timing for me, it does everything for me. And I can add info. I could add myself as a cutout in the little page in the emoji. Right? Maybe put myself there. Okay. You like? Click next. I could preview it. So you don't have to invent the whole thing. You can use templates that are there if you like them. See? Now I can add my caption. You come out. I also like to show you guys this. Some of you are very big on branding. So you see how you could edit the cover? So maybe you have a cover that you would like. Right, so you could edit it and it allows you to select from the reel or add from your camera roll. So I could select any of these or I could add from my camera roll, right? And maybe I want to use that. Or I can add from my camera roll and maybe I really want to use this or add from my camera roll and I really like this image. So you can select and now I do done. And this is how it's going to look. And here's a preview. Okay, click back and now I'm going to type. Right? So you can say a message. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm providing, like I just did there, right? And again, if this was in collaboration with someone, I could tag. So a co listing agent, someone else that's offering the service with me, etc., another company, etc. And I can tag them. So I'll go ahead and tag myself. And I can invite to collaborate. And I haven't shown you the other side of the collaboration, but I'm about to. I'm going to click here with the Miami trainers. Tagging someone means they can see and they can put it to the story. Collaborating means that they can review and accept, and it becomes the reel or the post on their end as well. So I'm going to go do done, right? And I'm going to add my location and share. What did I just do here? I created a reel. What does the other person want to see? Would you like to see? Okay. Watch. You see how CN invited you to collaborate? I'm going to swap and show you what the other person does. So I'm going to come in as the Miami trainers. Okay. And so you can see when the person receives a collaboration, you can actually collaborate with your personal one as well. So someone here started to follow, and you see how CN has invited you to collaborate. CN invited you to collaborate. So I'm going to click on this one, and the person then can still review the account holder. Oh, I want to. They review, and they can accept. Now the post is for both. And if I come to the profile, I will see it on both pages, here and on the other page. So when you're posting about a location or you're posting about a new construction, tell the new construction office, hey, I'm going to post, can we collaborate or do I just tag you? Oh, no, collaborate. And then that means that their followers could see you. You don't think that's important? Imagine going to a spot like you told me that you love to go to La Crema or whatever else, and you feature them. Let them know that you're going to do it, and they might feature you. Imagine all their followers seeing you as a realtor that enjoys the area or what they have to offer. And this is free. Now, let me show you again. I came in, I had a notification, and I had it here again. I want you to see. I click on it, the person sees it, they review it. And if they want to, you have been invited to collaborate on a reel. They click review. Now, not everybody knows this, so you have to tell them. Not everybody understands. They click review and then they accept it. How will I appear? If you accept, your username will be added to the reel as a co-author. Where will it appear? It will be shared on to your followers and appear on your profile, in addition to where it's already visible. You can archive it or remove it from your profile if you like. Who can see it? If any of the collaborators on the reel has a public account, it will appear publicly. Okay, did you like that? Now I'm going to go accept, and you're going to see that. Now it appears with me. Now I can also come in, right? Let me switch from here, go back to my account. Oh, not my personal, sorry. Okay. That's why I told you guys to have the picture different because look, if I came in and my personal and my business had the same picture, when I mistakenly picked the wrong one, of course. Alrighty, so I'm gonna come in and do the plus sign and I'm gonna create a reel and I'm gonna do it from videos or images that I have without using a template. So I'm gonna click in here in reels, right? And I'm gonna come. Remember, I said I was gonna do the 7 mistakes. So I'm gonna do that one. And then I'm gonna find where I had it. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I can take pictures or video and create a reel. I come down and do next. So it's going to offer me, right, this music. I like this one. I see Paradise. That's nice. I like it. I select it. I click next. I can swipe up to edit, and that lets me see. Do you see how this one is incredibly long? I can change it. I can tap here in the middle and I can make the transition look like that, look like a blur, like a swipe, a flare. Let's say I like that one, apply to all. And now when I play it, they'll all have that little transition. Hi, Connie, but I don't come out, or I want to come out. Sticker, and then you can come out at the end if you like. Okay. And you've created a reel just with images. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do next. And I'm going to edit the cover. And I can select from anything that I have here. Or I can add it from my camera roll. Okay, either or. I'm going to actually pick the one from here and do what? Done. And my hashtags are where? Does anybody remember? My notes. I come and get them. Copy. I paste them in. I can tag people. I can do a link. I do a poll, right? I also wanted you to see something. Do you see here that I have it already written? Let's see what happens if I do rewrite. Meta will give me, thinking of becoming a homeowner? Check this out. And I have different choices. So if I'm not sure what I wrote, I could do that little rewrite. And so let's say I like this one. And it'll rewrite the section you wrote. That's a prompt using AI. And now I'm ready to share. Okay. Now I always tell you to come and wonder what people are saying you're doing. Let's click. People have liked it. I love this, whatever. Okay. Excellent. Mentions in my story. Perfect. Now let's do another one. Again. Repeat. No. Let's do it again. Plus. Okay. And now I like to entice people. So I'm going to come in and do this one. And I don't want to post. I want a reel. So I had to select reel first. And then I'm going to come in and do 3 reasons to buy a home. 1, 2, 3. And then follow for more tips. Now, how many of you would like that for yours? Do any of you use Canva? Okay, so let me see here. When I click to share, I created a link. We have a Canva class. It's very basic, but it's there. I wish we could do a longer one. We have to think about it for this next year. I just shared um that the one that I just showed you here from my phone. I just shared that one with you. Let me see if you like the other one too. Oh, you're very welcome. I have another one to 5 steps that's already on there, but let me give you it as well. All of that helps, no? There's another one. So I have this selected. I'm going to click on next. And look at the music it wants to put. No. Buying a home gives you an opportunity to build equity and secure. Owning a home is a great way to build, and investing is a real estate. So here are more tips, right? So I'm gonna come next here, and I'm gonna swipe up to edit the video. I want to tap and extend. So what I did was tap and extend it. I want to tap and I want to extend it because it was really short. Tap, extend it to 4 seconds, tap, extend, and then tap. And you see the arrow here? This is where I extended. So now it seems that I might have to delete that music and see if I can add another. So I click to add another. And let's see. Right, I'm going to go ahead and I like that one. Click next. And it's telling me where it's going to show. I do done. And I see now that it runs the whole time. Okay, here on the bottom. You like? Now I'm going to do next. I really like the cover to be that. Click to view. Let me know if you are interested in buying. Okay. And then your call to action here, because you always have to have a call to action in your post. You could put your cell phone, you could say, send me a DM, which is direct message in the system. You could say, text me at 305-898-8918. You could tell them what to do. You have got to give them a call to action. Click to view because you're telling them straight, there's 3 reasons to buy. Now, if you're interested, contact me, but you need to give them the call to action, where to contact you. What do you prefer? Okay. And you do okay. Right? You can add your location if you like or not. And then this one, I want to see if it'll allow me. I'm going to do more options. I've posted a lot today. I want to do this later. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule it. And I already learned that my hot days from looking back at what I had posted before were Wednesday from 3 to 5. So I'm going to schedule it for Wednesday at 3:05 p.m. I'm going to do it done. And now it's scheduled. So I could actually come and do forwarding right again. So now that I'm done with that, I could forward post, like post for a future date, schedule it. And now I know that on that day and time, it's going to post it. So let's talk about individual insight and what you get from this. I'm going to come back and click on mine, right? Image here to come to my page. And here I can see interactions. You see them? It's not that it favors it, but I may be scheduled Monday and I've taken out 4 hours to do some of this and I schedule it. But what I need is to post to see when my followers are looking. So you need 3 to 6 months of material to be able to go back and look to see what it is that they do. And then according to that, that's when I would schedule it. So I would post and do reels and then go and gather that data of when they're looking and do what? Post when they're looking. Does that help? But you got to post. All right. So now I'm coming in. I want you to see 591, 206, 568. I just posted these, right? And then you can come and click on some of them. And since you have a business account, you could see the insight. Okay? So you could click here to view the insight. And here, once you have a business account, you can see views, interactions, accounts reached, likes, and then you can see audience, country, and then age. Isn't that funny? 1% is Chile, 2.5 Philippines, 2.8 India, 3.2 Venezuela, 88% United States. On this post, I'm gonna come out, Weston single family homes, and view the insights. Here I had 6 likes, and this helps you to decide. Look at the views, and it tells me 70% are from followers, 29 non-followers. We always want the non-follower. What? That means more people are viewing you. The follower, you have to keep on engaging, but the non-followers who you need to try to capture. Look at it tells you feed stories, because I probably shared on the story. Interactions, I had 7, all from my followers. Audience, and here I could boost it if I wanted to, but that's for class 4. And we'll look at country again. I have 87% Argentina, 6.1 Chile, 87% United States, 6.1 Chile, 2.2 Argentina, 1.8 Turkey, zero point 0.9. So I can actually come here and take a picture of this and say, I'm international, right? You need to post, and if other countries look at you, it'll show up. But you need to do what? Yeah, you gotta generate posts. I just want you to see what you could capture once people start following you. You have to post, okay? Another thing that I normally don't like to do is let's see something that I have more interactions on. Let me go back to my profile, and I'm gonna click on Reels on the top. And let's peek to see if I have anything that's like with a lot. So we want Reels with lots of views. I'm not trending. I only have 400. No, no, I'm getting picky. Well, this one was funny. Paying rent is hard, paying a mortgage is hard. One drains wealth, the other builds it. Choose your hard, build generation. And this is a repost that I did. So let's look at the insight, right? So I'm going to view insights. Yes, I clicked on view insights. And I had 23 likes. Look at my watch time, my views, my interactions. Here are my views, stories, feeds, because that means I shared it. Accounts reached. So some people watched me more than once because I had 1,600, and these were the accounts that I reached. Watch time, they gave you 3 seconds. Average time that they give you is 7 seconds. No more. Followers, non-followers, 36 interactions. My activity, all men. Only India was my foreign country, and that's my age. Isn't it nice to see? Let's see, let's look at something else. This is why I need to post. And you start to watch what they do. You can tell I post a lot. So look, whenever you show up with people, it makes a difference. Yes or no? Yes, for sure. That's why you need to do, look, this is my class. And I showed you guys, you take pictures, you interact, whatever. So I'm gonna come to my view insights, right? I have 54 lines, followers and non-followers, my interactions. So I'm not trying to go, oh my God, look how wonderful my account is. No, what I want you to see is that you post and you start to monitor. Okay. Here I didn't have any countries, you see? I clicked on view insight. Okay. Now let's do something else. Connie, I posted something I don't want it to show. So I posted something I don't want it to show. Let me pick something that I didn't like or that I don't want. So this one, I'm gonna click on it and I can archive it, meaning that I'm not deleting it, but it's in my archives. Connie, I want to eliminate something 100%. You open it up, you click the three lines. Hey, I can remove it from my main grid. I can stop sharing. It'll be removed for your profile, no longer show for your followers. You won't be shown as one of the authors anymore because that was a collaboration. So let me pick something that's mine, just mine. This, just me. Three dots, and I can delete. Delete everywhere? Yeah, because I share, right? Delete everywhere. Can this happen? Sure. How about if you post something and you posted an okay to advertise listing and it's no longer available and you just don't want it to show on your page because it's no longer available. You would delete it everywhere. How about you posted something and you're like, oh, I don't like this anymore. I'm changing my aesthetic. You can delete it to your account. So you will come and you will click delete everywhere and it's deleted. Okay. So you do have that option. Sometimes you post something and you go, oh no, I did something wrong. So let me pick on something else that's just mine. Like this. Maybe I didn't like what I wrote. I'm going to click the three lines and I'm going to click on edit. And now I can edit what I wrote. So I don't want you to always fear, oh no, I did something. You can edit, you can show, you can delete. Okay. You like? Now let's do one more. I'm going to click here my plus sign, wherever it is that you have yours. And I'm going to do a reel. Oh no, I don't want to edit. I'm sorry. Plus reels. Okay. And let's do the last thing I have. What if you have a tip of the day or you want to post something, right? So you can select what you have, right? You click on next. Now Reels allows you to combine. You do have the option. I've previewed every time. I click on next. You can synchronize it. Yeah, I like that one. Next. Now, I don't know if I send you guys this one. Do you want me to send you these two, the tip of the day and the other one? The one to find a safe home. And I'm actually sending you a link. You should be able to edit it to put your stuff in. Yeah. Where did I keep that? then click on those and open them. If you're a Canva user, you should be able to use. So I can create grants like this. And it's not necessarily me, but I'm going to give you some insight. When you show up, it makes a difference. You see how I am looking now at the cover and there's a preview button. Monique, I think you had asked. If I click here on preview, I can see it before it goes out. Okay. That way you can hear it, you can see what it's like. Okay. I'm gonna click share. I didn't even put a caption on this because I wanted to show you guys. Oh, Connie, I posted and I didn't mean to. I didn't add anything. Okay, here it is. And I can do a little button and I can click to add it. Here's the cover. I don't want that cover. Click the cover. Choose the one you want. Done. And then I can come in and put with the association. I'm gonna click done. And you see, I was able to edit. I wanted you to see that. A lot of us have that fear. Oh no, I didn't. You can go in and delete. And if it's yours, you can edit it and now it shows up, right? Do you like? I sincerely hope that you'll consider coming back. I'm going to be doing a third and fourth segment. In our third, we go over a little bit of YouTube of how you can actually take something like this, click here, and let me see if it lets me. Oh, it doesn't let me do it here. Oh, I can save it. That's what I wanted. Right? I can save it. And then we'll also talk about how we can share, add to your story, and download, and maybe how you can use this twice. You put it here, and you can go ahead and just put it on YouTube. We'll talk about the importance of having a YouTube account. There is a third and fourth segment. Let me stop sharing here so I can see my screen. Um, and let me come into my calendar to show you exactly when it's at. There is next Monday, there's social media part 3 at the same time that this morning, 9:30. And there's social media part 4 with some Canva, YouTube, and digital advertising at 11:30. And they're on the calendar. Let me get the calendar out. Let me share my calendar with you. And if you're interested, you can go ahead already. This is Google. Let me come in. Education calendar. And next Monday, that's the Zoom third part. That's not me. Third part, social media here, fundamentals. Here you go. Copy. And this is the third part. Do you suggest using hashtag? Sure, you can hashtag on Reels. You can hashtag everywhere. Hashtags are now being said they shouldn't be longer than what you write. I showed you a whole bunch. Um, but if you explain in the caption what it is that it's about, it also allows more people to see it. So writing a caption is very important. That's the third one. And let me get you the fourth one. I'm not sure why it paused. There we go. Let me get you the fourth one. And here is the fourth one. And hopefully I will see you then. What if you don't want the hashtag to appear? You don't have to put hashtags if you don't want, but in the stories, it might show when you forward. You don't have to hashtag. A good caption or just something short is perfect too. Sometimes the reel or the post speaks for itself. But what happens is that you can put your call to action in the caption, and you should do that. Okay. Now, I don't have the opportunity to talk to you guys about Google Business, but I do recommend being on Google Business and YouTube. We will talk about it in the third and fourth class. YouTube is a must because the next generation is that Z, and that generation is the YouTube kids, and they have a huge influence on those that are property owners now, which are the boomers. With that, I conclude my class. I hope you got a lot of information and you enjoyed it. Start to post. And thank you so much for being interactive with me during class. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being Miami members. Um, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you. Have a great week. It's December 1st, the last month of the year. So much to do, so much to get done. So I'm wishing time on you. I hope you have lots of time or that the time extends. Same to you. Thank you so much. I gave my contact information in the first one. This is me. Email is not the best form of communication. I am always on WhatsApp. That's probably the best. So that's my phone. And I do respond. It takes me time sometimes, but I will. I look. Take care. Thank you for being Miami members. See you real soon.